So I recently read My Year of Rest and Relaxation for the first time, and I don't know why it took me so long to read this book because I absolutely loved it. I love these weird girl books, and this definitely fits that vibe. So I took notes as I was reading, and one thing that I wrote down is that if I had found this when I was in college, it probably would have been my Bible. And I'm kind of glad I didn't find it because I think this is such a bad way to go about fixing your problems. If you are unfamiliar with this book, which you're probably not, it is all over everywhere. A girl basically chooses to bed rot in an attempt to cure her depression and ennui, and just she's kind of just done with life, even though she's very pretty and well off and lives in New York and just has everything going for her. But she's just over it. So she decides to hibernate on her own little plan of taking pharmaceuticals to sleep as much as possible, and she just basically tries to sleep a year away. And back when I was not emotionally stable, that is something that would have been very appealing to me. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes it still is. I saw a video recently that there are two camps of people who read this book. So there are ones who are emotionally unstable and would find a situation like this very appealing. And then there are people who are more emotionally stable who would find something like this just completely awful and cannot relate to the main character. And why would you want to do this? And it is a very divisive book because I can see how people might fall into one camp or the other. One thing that is weird is that this book, it wasn't what I expected it to be, but at the same time, I have no idea what I expected it to be. So I really liked the psychiatrist in this book, but not liked as in a character. Like, she was awful, but I liked reading her. I found her very funny in a dark way. She was just such an awful psychiatrist. And I also love that this took place in like the early 2000s. So it takes place between the year 2000 and 2001. And that at that time I was in middle school. It definitely had that nostalgia in there that I really liked. I will say the ending was very abrupt. I saw other reviews where people were kind of caught on to the hints of what it was leading up to. I guess I'm just dumb because it completely went over my head, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so it was a little abrupt. I didn't mind it. I thought the ending was very interesting. I won't get into the spoilers, but I do really like that this book has so many different interpretations. People either love it or hate it. I just love books like that that aren't so cookie cutter. Like, I like that this was a very gray book. So in the end, I definitely do recommend this book, although there is a chance that you may absolutely hate it. But because people are so thrown into one camp or the other, I think it's very much worth reading. So let me know your thoughts on the book, and don't forget to follow for more book reviews and book videos.